Pregnancy can make you feel like a completely different person physically, emotionally, and mentally. You may feel exhausted, nauseous, emotional, or anxious in ways you've never experienced before, even if your pregnancy is healthy. Many women, especially between 30 and 45, wonder if something is wrong with them or if their body is struggling. In most cases, these changes are hormonal, not a sign that anything is going wrong. During pregnancy, hormones like progesterone, estrogen, HCG, cortisol, insulin, and thyroid hormones rise and shift rapidly to support your growing baby. These changes can strongly affect energy, mood, digestion, sleep, and emotions often more intensely after 30, when the body is already hormonally sensitive. In this video, you'll learn the most common hormonal problems during pregnancy and what actually helps support your body safely through these changes. Progesterone overload: why you feel exhausted, dizzy, or foggy. When simple tasks feel suddenly heavy. You may wake up already exhausted, feel lightheaded when standing, or struggle to think clearly even early in pregnancy. These symptoms can feel alarming, especially if you were energetic before. For many pregnant women, this isn't a weakness or illness. It's often progesterone overload, one of the most powerful hormonal changes of pregnancy. What progesterone does during pregnancy. Progesterone is essential for a healthy pregnancy. It relaxes the uterus to support implantation and prevent early contractions. It also relaxes blood vessels and smooth muscles throughout the body to improve blood flow to the uterus and placenta. This relaxation is necessary, but it also affects the rest of your body. Why progesterone symptoms feel strong. Early on. In early pregnancy, progesterone rises rapidly, often before the body has time to adjust. This sudden increase can lower blood pressure and slow nervous system activity. As a result, many women experience deep fatigue, dizziness or lightheadedness, brain fog or slowed thinking, heavy limbs or weakness. These symptoms are especially common in the first trimester. Why this feels more intense after 30. After 30, the nervous system and cardiovascular system are often more sensitive to hormonal shifts. Blood pressure regulation may be less flexible, and stress hormones may already be elevated. When progesterone rises quickly on top of this, the body feels the effects more strongly even if the pregnancy is healthy. Why progesterone causes brain fog. Progesterone has a calming effect on the brain. It supports GABA, a neurotransmitter that quiets neural activity. While this is protective, it can also make thinking feel slower and more effortful. This doesn't mean your brain isn't working. It means it's been shifted into a calmer, more protective state. Common signs of progesterone overload. Women experiencing progesterone-related symptoms often notice needing much more sleep, feeling dizzy when standing, difficulty concentrating, low motivation, feeling physically heavy. These symptoms often improve as the body adapts later in pregnancy. Why doctors often reassure rather than treat. Progesterone symptoms are usually considered a normal part of pregnancy, so they're often dismissed quickly. While they're common, that doesn't mean they aren't real or challenging. Understanding the hormonal cause helps reduce fear and self-blame. What actually helps progesterone-related symptoms safely? Because progesterone is essential, the goal isn't to reduce it, it's to support your body as it adjusts. Helpful, pregnancy-safe support includes resting more than usual without guilt, standing up slowly to avoid dizziness, staying well hydrated, eating small, frequent meals, gentle movement to support circulation. These steps help your body adapt more comfortably. Extreme fatigue, dizziness, and brain fog in early pregnancy are often caused by rapidly rising progesterone. This hormone is doing important protective work even though the symptoms can feel overwhelming. With rest, nourishment, and patience, the body usually adapts, and these symptoms often ease as pregnancy progresses. Estrogen surges, mood swings, nausea, and emotional sensitivity. when your emotions feel louder than usual. You may find yourself crying unexpectedly, feeling irritable without a clear reason, or reacting more strongly to situations that once felt manageable. Alongside this, nausea or headaches may appear or intensify. These changes can feel unsettling, especially if you normally feel emotionally steady. For many pregnant women, this is driven by rapid estrogen surges, not emotional instability. What estrogen does during pregnancy. Estrogen rises dramatically during pregnancy to support blood flow to the uterus, placental development, and fetal growth. It also plays a major role in brain chemistry, influencing neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood, motivation, and emotional balance. This hormone helps the body adapt to pregnancy, but rapid increases can temporarily overwhelm emotional regulation systems. Why estrogen rises so quickly? In early pregnancy, estrogen levels can increase several-fold in a short period of time. This rapid rise happens before the brain and nervous system fully adjust. When estrogen changes faster than the brain can recalibrate, emotional sensitivity increases. Mood feels less predictable. Stress tolerance temporarily drops. This is especially noticeable in the first trimester. Why emotions feel amplified. Estrogen increases emotional awareness and responsiveness. This can deepen emotional experiences, both positive and negative. You may notice feeling more emotionally open, crying more easily, strong reactions to comments or situations, feeling emotionally raw. These responses are not exaggerated by choice. They reflect how estrogen affects emotional processing in the brain. The nausea connection. Estrogen also affects the digestive system. High estrogen slows stomach emptying and increases sensitivity to smells and tastes. This contributes to nausea, food aversions, heightened smell sensitivity. These effects often overlap with HCG, another pregnancy hormone, making nausea feel more intense. Why this can feel harder after 30. After 30, the brain may be less flexible in adapting to sudden hormone shifts. Many women are also managing stress, work, or family responsibilities, which increases cortisol. Cortisol interferes with estrogen's calming effects on mood. When both hormones are high, emotional sensitivity can feel stronger and harder to regulate. Common signs: estrogen is driving symptoms. Women experiencing estrogen-related changes often notice mood swings that come and go, increased tearfulness, heightened anxiety or irritability, nausea that fluctuates during the day, headaches or light sensitivity. These patterns are hormonal, not psychological. Why these symptoms are often minimized. Because emotional changes are common in pregnancy, they're often brushed off as normal. While common, they can still be deeply disruptive. Understanding the hormonal cause helps validate your experience and reduces unnecessary worry. What actually helps estrogen-related symptoms safely? You can't and shouldn't try to lower estrogen during pregnancy. The goal is to support your nervous system as it adapts. Pregnancy-safe support includes eating small, frequent meals to reduce nausea, staying hydrated throughout the day, resting when emotional fatigue sets in, gentle movement to support circulation, creating calm environments when possible. These steps help the brain process estrogen changes more smoothly. Mood swings, emotional sensitivity, and nausea during pregnancy are often driven by rapid estrogen surges. These changes are part of the body's normal adaptation to pregnancy, even though they can feel intense and unfamiliar. With rest, nourishment, and gentle support, the nervous system usually adjusts, and emotional balance often becomes steadier over time. HCG and morning sickness, the hormone behind nausea. When nausea feels relentless and unpredictable, you may feel nauseous at any time of day, not just in the morning. Smells suddenly feel overwhelming, foods you once loved become intolerable, and eating feels like a challenge. this can be exhausting and discouraging. For many pregnant women, this experience is driven by HCG, a hormone that rises rapidly in early pregnancy, not by something you're doing wrong. What HCG does during pregnancy. Human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG, is one of the earliest pregnancy hormones. Its primary role is to support the corpus luteum so it continues producing progesterone until the placenta takes over. This hormone is essential for maintaining pregnancy, but it has strong side effects, especially in the first trimester. Why HCG triggers nausea. HCG rises very quickly in early pregnancy, often doubling every few days. This rapid increase strongly affects the digestive system and the brain's nausea centers. HCG increases sensitivity to smells and tastes, slows digestion, stimulates nausea centers in the brain. The faster HCG rises, the stronger nausea often feels. This is why nausea tends to peak between weeks 6 and 10 of pregnancy. Why morning sickness isn't just in the morning. Despite the name, morning sickness can happen at any time. HCG levels remain elevated throughout the day, and nausea can flare when blood sugar drops, when you're tired, or when digestion slows. This explains why nausea may worsen in the afternoon or evening. Empty stomachs make symptoms worse. Fatigue intensifies nausea. The timing is hormonal, not random. Why this can feel worse after 30. After 30, the digestive system and nervous system may be more sensitive to hormonal changes. Stress levels may also be higher, increasing cortisol, which further disrupts digestion. When HCG rises on top of this sensitivity, nausea can feel stronger and more persistent even in otherwise healthy pregnancies. Common signs HCG is driving symptoms. Women experiencing HCG-related nausea often notice nausea without vomiting or with occasional vomiting, strong food aversions, heightened sensitivity to smells, nausea that improves slightly after eating, fatigue that worsens nausea. These symptoms are often most intense early in pregnancy and improve as HCG levels stabilize later on. Why this is often hard emotionally. Persistent nausea can make pregnancy feel overwhelming. Women may feel frustrated, guilty, or worried about nutrition. Understanding that nausea has a hormonal purpose can help. HCG-related nausea is thought to protect early pregnancy by discouraging foods or exposures that could be harmful during critical development stages. What actually helps HCG-related nausea safely? You can't stop HCG, and you shouldn't try. The goal is to reduce triggers and support digestion gently. Pregnancy-safe strategies that often help include eating small, frequent meals to prevent an empty stomach, including protein with snacks to stabilize blood sugar, sipping fluids throughout the day instead of large amounts at once, resting when nausea peaks, avoiding strong smells and overly rich foods. These steps help the body tolerate HCG's effects more comfortably. Why symptoms usually improve. As pregnancy progresses, HCG levels plateau and the placenta takes over hormone production. The nervous system adapts and nausea often eases naturally during the second trimester. This improvement doesn't mean anything changed externally, it reflects hormonal stabilization. Morning sickness is not a sign of weakness or poor coping. It's most often driven by rapidly rising HCG, a hormone essential for supporting early pregnancy. Although nausea can feel intense and disruptive, it usually improves as hormone levels stabilize. With gentle, pregnancy-safe support and patience, most women find relief as their body adapts. Cortisol and pregnancy. Stress, why anxiety feels stronger. When worry appears without a clear trigger, you may notice your thoughts racing, your heart beating faster, or a sense of worry settling in even when nothing specific is wrong. This anxiety can feel unfamiliar and unsettling, especially if you've never struggled with it before. During pregnancy, this is often linked to cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, becoming more active, not a sign that you're emotionally unprepared for pregnancy. Why cortisol rises during pregnancy? Pregnancy places new demands on the body. To meet these demands, cortisol naturally rises to help regulate blood sugar, blood pressure, and energy supply for both you and your baby. This increase is normal and necessary. However, when combined with rapid hormonal shifts, cortisol can make the nervous system feel more alert and reactive. Why anxiety feels amplified? Cortisol heightens awareness and vigilance. During pregnancy, this can translate into increased worry, sensitivity to bodily sensations, racing thoughts, difficulty relaxing. This response is protective in nature. Your body is prioritizing safety. But when cortisol remains elevated, calm can feel harder to access. Why this feels stronger after 30. After 30, hormonal buffering against stress is often reduced. Progesterone, which normally has a calming effect on the nervous system, may not fully counterbalance cortisol early in pregnancy. Additionally, many women are managing work, family responsibilities, or previous pregnancy concerns. These external pressures raise baseline stress levels, allowing cortisol to feel more intense. How cortisol affects sleep. During pregnancy, elevated cortisol can interfere with sleep by keeping the nervous system alert at night. Poor sleep then feeds back into higher cortisol the next day. This cycle can show up as difficulty falling asleep, nighttime waking, feeling mentally on even when tired. Sleep disruption often worsens anxiety, creating a loop that feels hard to break. Common signs cortisol is driving symptoms. Women experiencing cortisol-related stress during pregnancy often notice persistent worry without clear cause, feeling keyed up or restless, trouble calming thoughts, poor sleep quality, feeling emotionally overwhelmed. These symptoms are common and hormonal, not a failure to cope. Why this is often misunderstood. Pregnancy anxiety is sometimes minimized or brushed off as emotional sensitivity. While emotions are involved, cortisol-driven anxiety has a biological foundation. Understanding this helps reduce guilt and fear around these feelings. What actually helps cortisol-related stress safely? The goal is not to eliminate stress, it's to signal safety to the nervous system. Pregnancy-safe strategies that often help include gentle breathing exercises to slow the stress response, resting more frequently during the day, reducing mental overload and multitasking, creating predictable daily routines, limiting overstimulation when possible. These practices help cortisol settle naturally. Increased anxiety during pregnancy is often driven by rising cortisol interacting with other pregnancy hormones. This heightened stress response is protective, not pathological. With rest, reassurance, and gentle nervous system support, cortisol levels often stabilize, and a sense of calm gradually returns as the body adapts to pregnancy. How to support hormones. Safely during pregnancy, a gentle daily routine. During pregnancy, hormones don't need to be controlled or fixed, they need to be supported. The body already knows what to do. This daily routine is about creating safety, steadiness, and nourishment, so your hormonal system can do its job without overwhelming you. Everything here is gentle, pregnancy-safe, and focused on comfort rather than perfection. Morning, start with stability, not speed. How you begin the day sets the hormonal tone. Waking up at a similar time each morning helps regulate cortisol, which supports blood sugar and energy. Before rushing into tasks, take a few slow breaths or sit quietly for a moment. This tells your nervous system that the day is safe. Eating something soon after waking is important. Small, balanced breakfasts help stabilize insulin and reduce nausea linked to HCG and estrogen. Even light food is better than skipping altogether. Midday, nourish frequently, not heavily. Pregnancy hormones work best with steady fuel. Long gaps between meals increase cortisol and worsen nausea, dizziness, and mood swings. Eating small meals or snacks every few hours helps stabilize blood sugar and reduces stress on digestion. Gentle movement, like short walks or light stretching, supports circulation without draining energy. This helps progesterone-related heaviness and reduces stress hormone buildup. Afternoon, protect energy and emotional balance. Fatigue often increases later in the day as hormones fluctuate. This is a cue to slow down, not push through. Resting briefly, sitting with feet elevated, or stepping away from stimulation helps cortisol settle. Reducing mental overload here is especially helpful. Pregnancy increases emotional sensitivity, and too much stimulation can amplify stress signals. Evening, signal calm and safety. Evenings should help the body transition into rest. Dimming lights supports melatonin, which helps regulate sleep and emotional balance. Gentle routines, warm showers, quiet time, calming music tell the nervous system it's safe to relax. Avoid heavy conversations or intense stimulation when possible. Emotional calm in the evening supports better sleep and steadier hormones the next day. Sleep where hormones rebalance. Sleep is when progesterone, estrogen, cortisol, and insulin reset their communication. Going to bed and waking up at similar times matters more than sleeping perfectly. If sleep is broken, be gentle with yourself. Resting during the day still supports hormonal recovery. Pregnancy hormones respond best to steadiness, nourishment, and rest. When you eat regularly, slow down, reduce stress, and protect sleep, your body adapts more comfortably to hormonal changes. You don't need to manage pregnancy perfectly. You need to support your body kindly as it does what it's designed to do. Conclusion: pregnancy can bring powerful physical and emotional changes, and many of them are driven by hormones doing exactly what they're meant to do. Feeling exhausted, nauseous, emotional, or anxious doesn't mean something is wrong with you or your pregnancy. For many women, especially after 30, these experiences are part of the body adjusting to rapid hormonal shifts. Understanding the hormonal reasons behind these symptoms can replace fear with reassurance. When you support your body with rest, gentle routines, regular nourishment, and emotional compassion, hormones often settle into a steadier rhythm. Your body is not failing. It is working hard to support a new life. Educational only, not medical advice. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.